Hello, my name is Ghis. Today I'm starting a series of web capsules entitled Yes, There Is a Solution. Why such a title? Because much has already been said about the problems of our society, but very little has been about the solution to our world chaos we are experiencing today. In fact, we have no satisfactory solution to see. Today I'm going to share with you who I am and also my evolutionary path that brings me to say with certainty that yes, there is a solution. First of all, who am I? I am an ex-Catholic believer, number one. Catholic believer, I went to Catholic school, I was raised in Catholic religion. I enjoyed the church, the prayers, until I discovered what religion was all about. Then I gave up religion with its god of illusion, dogmatic, vengeful, and its deadly paradise. Second, I am an ex-mother of 4. I got married, had 4 children, brought them up, enjoyed it, until I discovered what family was all about. Then I gave up family. I gave up the animal herd, and it's the couple, the sexuality, and its offspring. Third, I am an ex-doctor, medical doctor. I went to medical school. I believed it totally. I thought that all illnesses would be cured by year 2000, until I found out what medicine was all about. Then I gave it up. I gave up medicine. I gave up the medical mafia and wrote a book about it. I gave up illness. I gave up death. The fourth one, I am an ex-businesswoman. I started up several clinics, phlebology clinics in Canada and in the US. I did it for many years, learned a lot about business until I discovered what money, the field of money, was all about. Then I gave it up. I gave up business with its usury, its banks, its multinationals, and their profits at all cost. And fifth, I am an ex-Canadian citizen. I believed in the sovereignty of the country and the necessity of their laws and taxes, until I discovered what politics was all about. Then I gave it up. I gave up politics. I gave up belonging to a state, statism, democracy, and I gave up all the security and protection that they pretend to provide us with. Now, what's left if I'm nothing? Well, the essential, the naked truth of who I really am. And who's that? Well, this is the supreme being, the creator of the whole universe, inherent to everything that exists. This is who I am. This is who you are. This is who we all are. This is our real identity. And I call it Idessa. Let me explain. The human being is made up of two elements. Human means humus, earth, and it has to do with matter. Whereas being is related to the spirit. So we are both. We are a spirit and a matter. We are those two. The spirit is given many different names. The religions will call it God or Allah or Yahweh. Some people, New Agers for instance, will call it the God of nature, Pan, P-A-N. Scientists will call it chance, and some people will call it the source. Some other people will call it the origin, the universe, life. There are plenty of names given to the creative spirit, but they all have one thing in common, is that the spirit, the creative spirit, is separated from its creation matter. And this is the fundamental problem of humanity. It is the separation between spirit and matter. And that brings about, this separation brings about fear. The creature is always afraid of what the creator is going to do, or to center, or not to do. And this is where fear comes into play. The moment we touch this problem, this is the fundamental, the basic problem, the root of the problem of humanity. Well, the good news about this is that if we find this root, we can now find the solution. The solution being the unification of both the spirit and matter. How do we unite two separate things? Well, there are two ways of doing it. One is by exclusion. I let one go and keep the other. For instance, in Western countries, we let go of the spirit, and we keep matter. In the Eastern countries, they maintain the spirit and they let go of matter. But one way or the other, it doesn't work because it's exclusion. We have to find a way to include those two separate elements. And the way to do it is to be aware, or to realize that to make one out of two is to realize that those two are the same. That the creative spirit is within its creation. There's no separation. It is inside the creative spirit, what we call the supreme being, is within the creature, its creature. And this is the end of fear, and this is the end of conflict, of war. So that's the good news. We are both. So remember, let's remember this, we are both. We are the creative spirit and we are the created creature. In conclusion, yes, there is a solution to the present hell on earth we are going through now. But the solution will not come from our intelligence, from our mind. The solution will come from the transformation of our consciousness. That when we become aware, conscious of our real identity, of who we really are, and transform from the human being that we were to the eidetic being that we are in reality. The path to heaven on earth consists of 3 steps. 3 steps, yes. The first step is remember who I am. I am Idesa, the Supreme Being, and it is inside me. Number 2, decide to bring the power, the governing power, which is outside of me. Bring it inside, which is, it belongs to the ego right now, and I take it away from the ego and I give it to the soul, and I decide to obey my soul blindly. And this is what we call the transfer of power. Number 3, I would say, is walk your talk, which means behave as Idesa, which we really are. Practice to think, to speak, and to act as the real person, the real Idesa that we are. This is a big challenge that we have decided to face when we incarnated. Dare we do it? Let's not forget that our life is in our hands.